the studios of Boise State Public Radio, I'm Samantha Wright, filling in for Jimmy Gaudette. It's Idaho Matters. The Friends of the Boise Public Library have been quietly raising money to support programs at the library for more than 50 years. This all-volunteer group has raised more than $3 million to help pay for everything from buildings, books, to programs. And they've helped to fill a hunger by avid readers as used bookstores have closed down around the Treasure Valley. In the past few years, the Friends have struggled to find space for their used book sales and for sorting all the donated books they get from the community. But now they've landed in a new spot, and they're preparing for their big spring sale. It's coming up on Friday. We wanted to check in with this group and find out how things are going. So joining us now is Penny Manning with the Friends. Penny, how you doing today?
Yes, I sure am, and grateful to be able to talk with you.
Oh, it is so much fun. Remind us, who are the Friends of the Library?
Well, the Friends are a group of volunteers. It's an all-volunteer organization that began in 1970. In fact, a couple of years earlier than we actually moved into the main library. But since that time, with two very important goals in mind, that is one, which was to receive materials from the library that are being withdrawn and making use of them. In other words, they're no longer needed at the library, but they're still perfectly good, and we wanted to make use of them, as well as public donations. But the other part that we consider very important is to make more material available to more people. And so it's the process that begins with a donation coming in, but a whole lot happens to it in the meantime before we're finished with that particular piece. So they've been doing this, as you mentioned, and gathered approximately $3 million over the years, and we'll continue to do that. We're very eager to keep doing it, to keep receiving donations and processing them and having more sales now that we have this wonderful new space.
Well, tell me about the new space. Where is
Sure.
it? It's not far from the library.
No, it isn't. Now, River Street is the street that bisects the library, between the library and this warehouse where we receive donations. So here's the tricky part. There's a little bit of a complex there. It's a very large building. It's where the Foothills School used to be, as well as other organizations. So we share the space. Our warehouse and donation drop-off point is on River Street, directly across from the library. And we receive donations there from the public, okay?
Got it.
However, the new space is like around the corner and down the block. Fulton Street comes at the other end of that block, and at that end of the building, same building, but different space, there is this wonderful new 2,400 square feet of finished, carpeted, very nice space for us where we have a permanent place to have our sales. We don't have to move and keep going other places to put on a sale. We will be able to do it there and maintain a complete collection there for sales. This is what's coming up on the weekend.
Well, that is awesome. I have been to many, many, many sales in different spaces, in the warehouse, just all over the place. I'm so happy that you landed into a new spot. And as you said, it'll be much easier than having to cart things all over the place. It'll be great.
Exactly. We did enjoy especially going to the other library locations. We had a sale at Hillcrest rather, sorry, and we had one at Collister and Colin Eustick, and each of them were interesting because, for one thing, we knew that people who came were coming because of a familiarity with our sales, but they also had never been in that library. And so it kind of gave us a chance to do a little outreach, even though it wasn't expected, for people who perhaps will continue then to visit those libraries, which are in their neighborhoods. The whole Friends organization, as many others have, been very disrupted by COVID. So for the last 5 years, you're right, we've been here, there, and everywhere. But that's why it's so thrilling to have a space that we know we can be there and continue to have our sales and not spend our time or our money having to haul things or hire movers to go to different locations. So it really will make a significant difference for us.
We'll talk about the sale we've got coming up. Starts tomorrow, Friday. 3 days, I think. What have you got?
Yes. Yes, 3 days, Monday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday we're open. I'm sorry, Friday we're open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We decided to put a couple more hours on there so that we could catch people after work. On Saturday it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday it's 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it's one of those large sales, like you remember, that is all categories. We have everything from DVDs, CDs, games, puzzles, children's books, adult books, nonfiction, fiction, special collections. This also gave us a chance to create some special collections that I could mention to you when we have a moment.
Oh, well, yeah, we've got just a couple minutes. Tell me about what you've
Okay.
got in special collections.
Okay, great. Because we've set up a room, we've received donations all the time, and from the public especially, they're so interesting. And one of the ones that we received in the last few months was just mind-blowing because it was box after box after box that were brought into us of material that had only one subject, aviation. There are
Ah,
books and maps and biographies and stories and histories and all kinds of things, all related to aviation. We found out that the person who donated them had been an aviator, obviously, and also had an entire room in his house that contained this material.
wow.
So we saw an opportunity to put that in a special sale and catch those people that are crazy about aviation because they will find something there. But there's more. We have in this particular sale of special interest, we have vintage Life magazines that go back to the
Oh,
30s when
wow.
they were 10 cents each. But they're fascinating to look through. There's also the first editions. We have some signed first editions. Most of them are signed by the author. So we set those aside and made them special. But of course, CDs, LPs, and all that kind of thing are also still included in the sale. But those are just our special things.
Wow. Well, it sounds like great fun. And as you said, starts tomorrow. We're going to put
Mhm.
some links on our website. And we encourage everyone to get out and pick up some used books. Penny, thank you so much.
Right. I should just mention that the actual address for the sale front door is 775 West Fulton Street. And we do have on 8th Street another address, 618. We never get away from the confusion. 618 Fulton, I mean, sorry, 8th Street, where we do have a ramp, accessibility for strollers or wheelchairs or anything of that nature. There is another entrance that they can use to access the book sale. Yeah, lots of material and information on our website on Friends of Boise Public Library. Also, opportunities for people to volunteer or perhaps become a member of the Friends. Now that we can have more sales in the weekends like that, we can get young people who need to do their community service, shall we say, for the high school graduation. They're welcome to come to us and we'll train them to restock and things like that. Lots of opportunities for people to support the Friends of the Library.
I'm Gemma Gaudette, and this is Idaho Matters.